and welcome to Launching Your Career, an employment skills development session sponsored by your area private industry council and the Oklahoma State University Technical Branch. I'm your host, Sam Jones. Finding a satisfying job can be a tough, frustrating experience. Now, it doesn't matter whether you're a student seeking temporary summer employment, a recent graduate trying to land your first big job, or an experienced worker looking for a promotion. You'll find the competition fierce and the employers selective. In this course, we'll be preparing you for your job search. You'll learn the practical how-tos of getting the job you want. Things like writing resumes, completing applications, and handling tough interviews. Let's get started. During your job search, you'll be confronted with many problems. No matter how much experience or education you have, you'll spend time locating potential job opportunities, completing applications, and selling yourself during the interviews. Now, once you've gotten the job, you'll be working hard at advancing your career. Remember, careers begin with getting the job. When you're job hunting, feeling insecure or inadequate and lonely is normal. No one said job hunting was going to be easy. However, you'll be more confident if you remember this. You and each prospective employer have many common needs and goals. Aren't you looking for a job that you can do which pays well? Isn't fitting into the new company and getting along with your fellow employees important to you? Don't you want the job to offer training and promotion opportunities? Employers want to hire a dependable person who gets along with their other employees, does their job well, and helps the company prosper.
Employers want to hire the right person for the job that ideally has the technical skills. But the best situation would be to find the person with the technical skills and a person that would be dependable, that could show to work on time, a person that would be a team player and get along well with others, and someone who could enhance the program with the company. This type of information can be gathered from reference checks from your past employers. But if you do not have past work experience, you can gather this information from teachers or parents or neighbors or someone else maybe who you have done some volunteer work for. Just as you have developed a credit reference or rating with your checking account or banking account, one needs to develop a reference pool of people that can comment on your character and your dependability.
The first step toward getting the job that you want is carefully planning your job hunting strategy. Analyzing your personal strengths and weaknesses is a good way to start this planning process. What are your assets? What limitations do you have? What are your goals? Let's examine these questions one at a time. Let's begin by listing your assets. Now, assets are skills, abilities, and talents that you will use to help your prospective employer's company succeed. Start with your education. Are you a high school graduate? If not, have you completed the GED test? Have you taken any college courses? Did you take any high school courses such as woodworking, computer programming, or chemistry, which give you special skills other job applicants might not have? Have you undergone vocational or technical training that would help you on the job? And don't forget to list any military training or company training courses that you took at another job. Take your time and carefully list all of your education. The CPR course you took at your community center or the YMCA may be what sets you apart from the other applicants for that special job that you really want. Work experience is also a valuable asset. Use the forms in your participant manual to list your work experience. work experience, whether you were working full-time for a company or part-time at a sporting goods store after school, is considered formal work experience. Casual or informal employment, like delivering papers, mowing lawns, or babysitting, is also an asset and will be considered valid work experience. These jobs taught you self-confidence and self-awareness. They may have helped you as well develop skills your prospective employer needs. Don't underestimate their value. If you haven't had any work experience, don't give up. Were you a Boy or Girl Scout? A member of 4-H? Were you involved in school clubs or sports while you were in high school? Did you receive any honors or awards? Were you a team captain or club officer? Now, these experiences taught you about organizing meetings, handling money, and getting along with people. They'll indicate to prospective employers that you were an active, involved person who learned to act responsibly. Now is also a good time for gathering some information you will need when completing your job application forms. As you're listing your work experience in your participant manual, include a complete address and phone number for each job. Your supervisor's full name and an accurate description of your job duties will also be helpful. Employers often look for personality or character assets which will make you a good employee and are not reflected in your education or work experience. Are you outgoing and personable? Are you loyal and hardworking? Do you get along well with others? Have you had problems with your parents or teachers? Some employers feel these traits are very important since they may indicate how well you'll do at a new job.
Positive self-expectancy is a trait of a winning human being. And if you see yourself as a winner, if you see yourself as someone who could get this job and do it and enhance the program, then you will be very good at this job and more likely to get the job than someone who just comes in and says, well, I'll try, but I've not really done this before. You need to be able to sell yourself to the employer or the hiring official. Be enthusiastic. Show them that you can add something to the organization.
Most employers realize judging a job candidate based on these personality traits doesn't guarantee they'll hire the right person. Many ignore these qualities until they've selected a final group of job candidates and use personality characteristics to decide which person they'll hire. Our best advice? Be yourself and make a positive first impression. After completing your assets list, your next job hunt planning step is listing your limitations. Limitations are physical or mental factors which prevent you from succeeding at a job. Acknowledging your limitations will help you choose a career in which you can be successful and happy. Now let's begin with physical limitations. Do you have any physical disabilities which prevent you from doing certain jobs? Is your eyesight good? Do you suffer any hearing loss? Do you have trouble bending and lifting? Do you have any allergies? If you're disabled, mention this during your job interview and be ready to suggest ways you can do the job for which you're interviewing. Attitudes which prevent your success or restrict your career progress are mental limitations. Are you a doer who's ready to take charge of your life? Or are you a done-to who always blames others for what happens to them? Are you willing to work hard? Recently, a national public relations firm surveyed 100 successful businessmen and asked them to choose the single most important personal characteristic necessary for success. Over half said the prime ingredient was hard work. Will you complain when your boss asks you to go that extra mile? If you don't have the attitudes which are required for success, now is the time to develop them. You'll be happier in the long run. You may also have social, ethical, or religious limitations, which will prevent your success in some careers. Do your religious beliefs prevent you from working on the Sabbath? Could you comfortably work in a restaurant where alcohol was served? Do your family obligations limit traveling or working overtime? Do you turn down jobs which require shift work because of your childcare responsibilities? For example, if you're applying for a security guard job, you may be working the evening or graveyard shift. Can you arrange the childcare and transportation this job would require? You should consider these problems before you go job hunting. Why take a job at which you know you cannot be successful? Finally, when planning your career, list your goals. Goals are the end result that you are seeking. What do you want from your job? Are you looking for skill development, challenge, and responsibility? Or simply money and title? Will you start in the stockroom if you have a chance to be a store manager later? Do you want to work in a relaxed or pressured environment? Do you prefer constant challenges or daily routines? Knowing your goals allows you, and perhaps even the employer, to understand where a job fits into your overall life plan. Your employer will let you know what you can realistically expect from their company.
We have always been taught to set goals. Visualize yourself 5 years from now. What do you want to be doing? Where do you want to be? How much money do you want to be bringing into the home? These are things that you need to address. And everything has a special order in life. Just as babies, we learn to crawl and then walk and then run. The career ladder needs to be climbed, usually from the entry level on up. Many people would like to start at the top, but that is not a realistic expectation. So plan ahead. Now, many times, if you have the characteristic or personality of a hard worker, dedication to the job, and that winning positive attitude, you will get to that top ladder a lot faster. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. You never have a second chance to make that first impression.
Knowing your goals will show potential employers you've given thought to career goals and suitable companies. It also indicates you've chosen to apply with their company. It reflects a practical and mature image often absent in job seekers and makes you a more desirable job applicant. Goals are important, but remember, goals are not cast in stone. They change as you grow older and gain more experience. The well-prepared job hunter has clearly identified goals, but remains flexible and open to new ideas and opportunities. Proper planning can make your job search a pleasant, stimulating experience. List your strengths, acknowledge your limitations, and decide on your career goals. When you've done, pat yourself on the back. You've taken a big step toward launching your career.